the NBA, the greatest basketball association in the history of basketball. The greatest players like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant have all been a part of the NBA. Kids in the world, every single child who has played basketball has had the dream to one day be in the NBA. Luka Dončić was just like this. He was a phenomenal player, and he started playing basketball when he was just 13 years old. At age 16, he's played for a team called Real Madrid, and he started playing extremely well there and brought his team to a Euro Finals and won the MVP award. He even won the Rookie of the Year award, all before even graduating high school. In 2018, Luka Dončić was drafted by the Atlanta Hawks and quickly traded to the Dallas Mavericks. He ended up helping the Mavericks greatly and bringing the organization to a new height, which has barely been seen for any teams in the NBA. Now, in the Olympics recently starting, he's been playing for his home team, Slovenia, and playing incredibly and being called one of the greatest athletes in the Olympics so far. However, he didn't get to the point where he is today without any struggles. There were countless hurdles which he had to face, and after getting all of those, he became a wealthy, popular, and fan favorite basketball player. The first hurdle he had to get over was his age difference. He was always so much younger than his opponents and his teammates. When he was 13, he played against people who were 16. When he was 16, he played against people who were 18 and 19. When he was 19, he got drafted to the NBA and played against the best players in the world at people who were 20 and 30 years old. He was always the underdog, and no one expected him to be as good as he really is. He even stated himself, "They were much more experienced than I was. They were bigger and some even faster too." He was not used to playing with such great abilities, and he had to adapt around this. And he used his small body to become such a great player and use his mobility to get past the defenders and improve his shooting at such great rates that no one can even comprehend. After that, he joined teams that weren't the greatest either. The first professional team he played for was Real Madrid. That was before he played in the NBA, and that was the first professional team. This was a team in Spain, which was a fine team, but there was one major problem. His teammates and his coach and some of his opponents all spoke Spanish. Him being from Slovenia did not understand a word they were saying. It was incredibly difficult for him to communicate and understand the plays which his coach was describing. But instead of giving up and looking for a team that spoke the language he did, he learned Spanish and was able to communicate with not only his teammates and his coach, but also some of the opponents, which also gave him the upper hand in some situations. His determination brought him to the place he is today. And now, even in the NBA, he's with the Dallas Mavericks. However, there was one last thing he had to face before being in the NBA. He was from Slovenia, a country in Europe. The NBA draft picks are 95% from USA, and this is because mainly the USA drafts people from college basketball in the USA. In order for Luka to even be recognized at all, he had to be better than everyone in his entire continent, and he did so. And while doing so, he got the recognition of a superstar and arguably one of the greatest of all time, Kobe Bryant. And he was mentored by him and gained his respect along the way. And then he was compared to another legend, LeBron James, and this ultimately gained the attention of the NBA. Being in the NBA brought him to new heights, and now he's playing in the Olympics for his home team, Slovenia. He wasn't able to do all this without a specific mindset. He had three main characteristics: determination, compassion, and a great sense of leadership. His determination led him to never give up, whether it was an age difference, a language barrier, his teams, him being from Europe. He never gave up no matter what it was. His determination brought him to where he is today, a wealthy, popular, and one of the greatest players in the NBA, and maybe in the future of all time. Even after being in the NBA, however, he didn't forget his roots, his country in Europe, Slovenia. He still had a very compassionate heart And because of the recent COVID-19 crisis, he knew that his home country was having a very difficult time battling COVID-19. So him and Mark Cuban, the Dallas Mavericks owner, decided to give a very generous donation to the people in Slovenia to battle this virus. Because of them, maybe even thousands of people have gotten the treatment they needed to survive. And because of actions like this, he's gained the trust of his teammates and even more fans, and so many more fans for his organization. When people like you as a person, more recognition goes to your team itself. And then that gives confidence to not only you, but your whole team. This brought his leadership abilities to a new length as well. When he played on his team, he was a great leader. Whether he was 20 points, 30 points, even 40 points down, he never gave up. He always had a positive mindset because of his determination. And this rubbed off on his teammates as well. He led his teammates to believe that there was still a whole game to play and not ever give up hope and stop playing. On countless occasions, he's lifted the teammates' heads up, and they've been playing the greatest basketball that has been played in the Dallas Mavericks organization. And it's all because of one player, Luka Dončić. Many reporters and commentators even stated themselves, Luka makes the players around him better too. And that's a fact because of how he plays and the mindset he has. Because of his mindset and his journey and everything he has to battle of all the hurdles, he's become an inspiration to millions of fans and kids all over the world. Kids in other continents like Africa, Asia, South America, wherever it was, they all think that they will never be able to get into the NBA. They're not in America. They have no chance. But Luka has given a new sense of hope in everybody to show that they can do it if they believe in themselves. He believed in himself and his abilities and his skills to be the player he is today. And instead of turning around every time a hurdle came up, he learned to hop over and face the hurdles as they came instead of giving up on the spot. And this gives millions of kids a new way to battle, not only to get into basketball, but in everyday life, whether you're trying to learn how to drive or play a sport or just do a simple math test. He's given a new sense of inspiration in so many kids all over the world. That's the type of player Luka Dončić is. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Thank you, Krish. This was great. I have one question for you. You know, when you're a leader, what do you think your teammates or others are looking to you for?
When you're a leader of a team, when you're in a crisis, whether you're 20 or 30 points down, many teammates have a tendency to think that the game's over at that point. But being a leader of a team, it means to not only give up for yourself, but also make sure your team doesn't give up as well. And that's why Luka's a player he is, because of the tendency that he doesn't give up at all. And he brings this sense of hope in his teammates as well.
Thank you.